Hey guys, it's Stephen here, back with another video. Today I'm doing the first ever Patreon Q&A. Basically, what I do over my Patreon, which is a place where people can support content creators that they like, and myself, apparently some people do that, so thank you very much for all those who do it. Ideally, one day, I'd be supported enough to be able to go full-time and make content all the time, videos 24/7, that would be nice, wouldn't it? But until that day, in general, this Patreon just helps me live and get by. So guys, thank you very much for all your support. It just makes the life as a Manchester City content creator that much easier. But basically, Patreon, I have two tiers. A $3 tier gets you a shout out on one of these videos and your name in the credits that scroll down the end of the screen when the video's finished. And a $10 tier essentially gets you all that, but it also gets you a chance to ask a question in these Patreon videos that I do today, like this one, for example, the first ever one. And basically, you can ask a question every month. I'll be doing one of these. If you don't want to get involved in Patreon, just keep watching those videos, keep liking them and commenting. That's amazing, honestly. I don't expect anything more from anyone else. But these ones, basically, you can do that a little bit and get involved, or you can just sit and watch these videos yourself. That's fine to me either way. But these ones today, 3 people sent their questions in. Some people who got the pledges didn't actually ask a question, but next time, guys, make sure you get your questions. But I'm going to start today with Carl Amotsala. Now, Carl wrote in from the Patreon and said, question, should City go for Lucas Hernandez Atletico as a left-back? He's a proper French defender, quick, fast and intelligent, and very disciplined. He can also play centre-back. And this is a quote from Mark, they sent me. According to Marca, City United have been showing more interest of late, having previously been linked with him, and his 70 million buyout clause is more than accessible to both clubs. That's an interesting question. And the answer is potentially yes, maybe. Lucas Hernandez is a really good player. Obviously got a lot of tenacity to play for a Diego Simeone team. Good pace. Saw how good he was in the World Cup for France. Got in the team of the tournament actually for the World Cup. He's powerful. He knows how to get forward. He can pass. He's got a tenacity to his game that Pep Guardiola would definitely like. Will we go for him? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we are watching him, because I have heard in general and it isn't good that City aren't that happy with Mendy's application in general. There's rumours coming around that Pep isn't quite happy with his professionalism, how he doesn't take football as seriously as he should do, and that in general we are after a left-back potentially in the summer. It makes sense given the fact that Mendy's injury prone. Zinchenko isn't a left-back. Even though he's likeable, he does have deficiencies there, and Delph is more of a midfielder. He can play left-back, and I'm sure he will do, but we don't have the strongest hand at left-back situation. So Lucas Hernandez would be the kind of player we'd go for. I mean, 70 million... I can't see us spending that much, maybe on a left-back personally. That would be a club record transfer. I don't know if we'll do that, and given the fact that his buyout clause is so close to being obtainable, I can't see Atletico giving in either, knowing that we spent 60 million and 50 million here and there before. I think they'll go, well, you can just pay 70 million. I do think we'll go for a left-back. Whether it's Hernandez that, I don't know. I would love to see him at City because he's a very good player, but I don't know who'll be the one personally. But who knows, time will tell. But Carl, thank you very much for your question. The next question is from Martin Pipe. He actually asked 2 questions, but this is part 1. He said Diaz and Foden both have played well for City this season, but it looks as though we'll be losing Diaz before long. Out of the 2, who would you keep hold of? I hate that people ask you that question, because it's like choosing between 2 of your favourite kids. I love both. I think they're both fantastic footballers. I've been watching them both play for many years now for the academy teams, but it would obviously have to be Foden that you would keep. He's a Manchester City fan. He's from Stockport. He's a local lad, and as much as Brahim is absolutely lovely, it just has to be Phil Foden because of that connection to the club. He's also younger. He's also got more chance of getting game time in a position that isn't as well stocked. If Brahim Diaz does go, though, he goes with my blessing. But please stay Brahim. Please somehow find a way, Pep, to use him, because he's that good a player. And he also said, do you see Zinchenko being given a chance, especially now Mendy is injured? Well, you got your answer there, Martin. These questions from Martin actually did come in at the start of last week, and since then, obviously, there was a couple of games, like a week ago. So he got his games, obviously, in the Champions League, and he got his game against Bournemouth. So there's your answer. How do you think he played, Martin? Do you think he played well? And Martin's second question, this was after the 2-2 draw. He said, I'm writing this after the 2-2 draw with Leon. Now, I'm not advocating any club policy changes, but my painful question is, do we really need our academy? Our young players are not going to get into the senior side, so we're developing these youngsters for other clubs. Well, yes, we do obviously need an academy, because you can't just cancel an academy. We never know what may happen in the future. There may be restrictions on finance, there may be restrictions on player imports, there may be restrictions on transfers. Anything could happen. You do need an academy because you need these player resources there, and you need a long-term plan. You can't just rely on spending loads of money. There may be a day when all of a sudden we can't spend 50 or 60 million pounds on a player. And in general, I do think the club actually wants to have players in the team. Now, it's been very hard for Foden to get minutes, and I've been the biggest critic of this club in general for using academy players, or lack of using the academy players. But I do believe Pep genuinely wants to use him. It just genuinely is really hard. Now, I personally would have started Foden in one of those games, most likely Bournemouth at the weekend, because he's good enough to play. And he do get to the point where you're thinking, well, when is he going to get the minutes in the side that he needs? Hopefully it's soon, but we can't be going cancelling our academy. And even if we do make them on and sell them, the academy costs only a few million to run a year. And if you sell someone like Angus Gunn for 12 million, well, that academy's just paid for itself for 3 years. So it is worth it as a small business, even if we don't get these academy players in the team. I do want to see them there though, because I do feel in general football's better when you've got that connection to a young academy player, a young local lad who gets the club. It's the same reason, in my opinion, that Barcelona actually was successful after Guardiola went, because they had these players that come from La Masia, had these players that had the connection with the club and grew up there, like Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta, Puyol, Messi even as well. All these players, they were Barcelona through and through, and because of that connection, it dragged them through under managers who didn't have anywhere near the talent as Guardiola, and that's what you get. So when Pep does eventually leave, I hope there's a couple of academy lads in there, because they'll be the heartbeat of this club. So in general, we do need an academy for many reasons, even if it's not just playing you in the first team, but we need it because we never know what's going to happen, and because every good team should have an academy, and because one day someone will get through for sheer brilliance. Hopefully it'll be Phil Foden. And finally, this last question comes from Josh. It's not actually about football, but I find it fascinating anyway. Josh said, what advice would you give someone with so many creative aspirations similar to yours, photography, videography, music, etc., and would love to work in those fields but doesn't have the time or finances to pursue a creative career? Is it worth it to down tools literally in my current job to pursue creative endeavours? Josh, well, firstly, don't quit your job. Yeah, you're going to need that money to pursue your creative endeavours. Yeah, now personally, I've done a lot of stuff. I've done videos now. I was a musician for a long time for my band. It didn't quite happen, but I've always tended to kind of gravitate towards creative things. It's because I like doing that. My general advice is creative industries are bastards. They are hard, they are tough, they will wear you down, but there's nothing quite like them. I've had my heart broken by creative endeavours more times than I can count on my hand. It just does that to you. Music kicks you in the face, and as does anything creative, because it's just hard, it's just difficult. But the only thing I've learned, and sometimes I kind of give myself stick for this, is persistence, self-awareness, be critical, be proud, be passionate, and actually do things. Now, the biggest thing I found personally myself is I sit there and ponder about what I could do if I had this and do that. Sometimes you've got to just actually go and do. I put a video on my personal channel recently, last Monday, of me filming this busker in Manchester. And that was something that I've been meaning to do for a long time, just take my camera out and film. And I purposely made an effort Monday morning just to take my camera with me on my shoulder going to work, just in case I wanted to film something on the way home. And Nick and I walking back from work, and I passed that busker and I thought, you know what? I'm going to spend 15 minutes and just record this person, and I'm going to make a video tonight, and I'm going to actually do it, because it's the only way I'll actually learn to do this. And do you know what? It was really fun. It was great. It was fascinating, and I made a little video, and it was so gratifying seeing the feedback. And I could have gone home, played Red Dead Redemption, and I would have had a fine evening. But I spent actually 2 hours doing that, and I didn't regret it. In general, you've just got to do things. And remember, it sounds like you've got a tough job. If it's tools, literally, it could be some kind of, I don't know, you could actually make things or whatever, something physical. But you've got to find time in your own time. You've got to make sacrifices maybe if you want to do it, because nothing worth having doesn't come with a bit of hard work. You've got to essentially maybe just manage your time a little better. You have to have a job. Most musicians or artists or whatever, they tend to work in adversity, so you're not the only one for lack of time. You just got to find a way to do it. And if you can't, just maybe give yourself small challenges. Allocate 30 minutes here and there, whatever you can, to make the most of your time. But music and creative things, they're the best things in the world. They're a true expression, and I miss music more than anything. I mean, I was born to be in a band. It happened, I've had my time there, but I like creating music with people. That's gone, but I don't regret any of the countless nights I didn't sleep or whatever making that stuff, because it's something I gave an honest go at. And I guess I failed in a way. I didn't make it as a career, but I feel like it is a big part of me. So in general, I would say, Josh, just give it a go. Give it a go. Try and be the best you can be, and actually make things and actually do things, even if it's tiring sometimes. Do get your sleep though, obviously, because you never know what's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, fair enough. It won't happen for you. But if it does, great. And if it doesn't and you didn't try it, you'll be gutted that you never did. Anyway, that's the end of this first ever Patreon Q&A. Carl, Josh, Martin, I hope you enjoyed the answers to your questions. If you want to get involved, patreon.com/Esteemed Company. I'll be doing the next Q&A at the end of this year, actually, at the end of this month. So get involved in the $10 tier, tongue-tied, $10 tier Patreon. You can ask questions next time. But for all those who are not involved, just want to keep watching the videos, keep doing that, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I've been Stephen. See you next time.